this is Aart and welcome to this video. We'll be discussing sprints and not the Scrum Agile sprints, but we'll talk design sprints like in this book. If you don't know what it is, it's a high intensity workshop to design a product or a feature or test really big ideas without too much risk. And I am crazy about design sprints. If you haven't, try them out. And I thought, let's share what I all know in this new video series, and I call it Hints for Sprints, because why not? Maybe you want to run your first sprint and you read the book, which is good and I really recommend it. It's well written and it's really easy to follow. And maybe you're lured into the idea sprints are easy because the book is so easy. Well, that's right. Sprints are really easy to do, but also they're really tricky. There's a room full of people and things never go as you planned with a room full of people. Also, expectations are usually really high because you're solving critical business problems and you have to do that in the week. Everybody cleared the schedule, you're solving the problems. So the best thing you can do is to make sure you deliver something really good and exceed those expectations. And now I want to share with you what can go wrong in a sprint. And really the most difficult thing in a sprint, and it comes back to some extent in every sprint I run, it's focus. And it makes sense because the sprint is so different than the day-to-day work people do, and that surfaces in a sprint. It's really where the default work in an office is everything but focus. The sprint is highly focused, so that people need to adapt there. Because in an office, maybe you run 5 projects at once. A lot happens at once. There are a lot of meetings. Every interruption's got priority, like the phone is ringing, you get an email, somebody's walking into your desk, it all gets priority. Well, not in a sprint. And that's a kind of change of behavior that just doesn't happen in a day. So it makes sense people kind of stick to their old multitasking way of working. But so we should crack that. I gave it some thought, and looking back to all the sprints I did, I really see 3 reasons why people are losing their focus. The first one, people in a sprint are just tired. They lose focus because the sprint is really intense. People are working there in the room and you just pass their span of attention, which is really human, and it makes sense because they work in this new environment which costs a lot of extra energy. So as a facilitator, cater for it. Gauge the group, see what's going on, and if you see you need a break, do it. Just do it. What you should do is make sure that the break is effective. So don't just have your standard break, or if you see you're a bit tight on schedule, make it like a 5-minute very rushed break. No, it should be effective. The purpose of the break is that people recharge. So make sure that people are recharged after the break. And that of course includes drinking a lot of coffee, have some snacks, maybe make the break a bit longer. And what I sometimes do, if it's really necessary or a tough point and the energy's all down, invite people to have a walk outside. It's really effective. I wouldn't do it if you're on the 20th floor in a high-rise building without an elevator. But if a venue permits, and the sun is shining, maybe go out, have a walk, and to give it a little bit more gravity, invite people not just to go out and enjoy themselves. That would be good as well, but even better, call it a walk and think or something similar to give it a little bit more gravity so people take it serious and they really take a walk and process what they think, they process what's all been going on, and you'll be surprised how much more effective your sprint is afterwards. Give it a go. It's a really good one. Then number 2. People tend to lose focus if things are unclear. So as a facilitator, be super specific what the purpose of an exercise is. Always ask if everything is clear in the group. See if maybe people say everything is clear, but you see some frowns. Ask again, and if you're unsure, explain another time, and maybe even another time. So make sure that everything is really clear. What you really want to explain is why you're doing an exercise, but also what you expect as an outcome of the exercise. This helps people to deliver what you want and puts them at ease, like, okay, I'm doing the right thing. And this really helps them paying attention on what you're doing now. And then number 3, I find doing sprints with corporates, there's always a point that some people think, okay, I know where it's going on, I know where the sprint is going. The group doesn't really need me so much, and they kind of give themselves permission to take up a call or to have a meeting that they really can't skip, all that. I find you cannot really fight that, especially if the group is larger. It's always something like that going on. So what I do for that is a simple trick. Here, take some post-it notes, and of course the agenda is on the wall. Everybody is up to date what's going on, and I go around the room and ask, are some people, do they have off-site plans? Do they want to work on something else than the sprint? And then I just go in a group with a stack of post-its, and then of course everybody, I ask, John, when are you out? Maybe like this, John is out 11:30 to 12, and we know it, and then I put kind of an allowed leaves list. There we go, put it on the board, and for everybody it's clear to see John is out from 11:30 to 12. I can work a bit around it if it's needed, but the really important thing again is it's really clear to everybody that John is out for just half an hour, and he doesn't have permission to walk in and out and all that. It's really a way to keep people engaged. It's not ideal, but well, the world is not ideal. I find in this way, if you cater for it, it really helps putting the group together, be really transparent what's going on, and also presses the people that they want to leave. When they're in the group, they're actually with full attention. Well, this is just what I do. I'm really curious to learn about your tips as well. So send them in. And see you in the next video.